Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pathfinder Kingmaker Beta, a computer role-playing game currently being developed by Owlcat Games, and the game is based on Paizo Publishing's Pathfinder tabletop role-playing game, specifically one of its campaigns, Kingmaker. So if you have ever played that, you know what the story is going to be about. As some of you already know, Pathfinder Kingmaker is one of my most anticipated games of 2018, and I'm one of the Kickstarter backers. I actually recently upgraded my original Kickstarter pledge on the website just so I could get access to the beta and make a few videos of this. Now, as you may have noticed from the title of this video, this is not going to be a let's play per se, or at least I don't consider this as one. My attempt here is to show you the game, how it plays, what features it got and what features it will have, what options we have in character creation, etc. The first act of the game is playable in the current beta, but I'm not going to spoil it for myself by completing it. Which is why we won't see one of the main features of the game, namely the governing of your own kingdom, or barony as it's called at first. So we won't see how that works in the game, because we won't have our own barony before completing the first act. There are some other videos showing you how it works though, so I can link one of them down below in case you're interested. Anyway, I'm planning to make 3 videos of the beta, first focusing entirely on the character creation in this first video. We won't even start the game. We just check out what options we got in the character creation, the races, classes and so on. In the next video we enter the game, see how the game looks, what the gameplay is like and how some of the basic features work. I think 2 gameplay videos should be enough to give you the idea what to expect from Pathfinder Kingmaker. And I must stress out that this is beta. Some of the features have not been added yet to the game, and some of the features that have been added have no in-game effects yet from what I have heard, and we might run into some bugs that should be ironed out for the full release. Which should be later this summer by the way, so this game should come out very soon. So with that, let's check out the character creation, so new game. And actually, no, let's go back a bit. I want to show you these in the options menu here. The game difficulty, in case you want to see what options we have here. So, simplified rules. The damage you suffer from enemies and traps is reduced by 60%. Enemies have decreased power and cannot critically hit you. Your character will not die after suffering a deadly injury. Instead, they'll be afflicted by the death's door condition. Okay, if you want to read the rest, then go ahead. And adapted rules. Damage is reduced by 20% and enemies still cannot critically hit you. And we still won't die. And we still have the death's door, okay? Then we have core rules. So this is basically the... I guess you could consider the core rules here as the normal difficulty, or at least that's how I see it. Your character will suffer full damage from enemies and traps. Enemies will fight at full power and will have the usual chances of inflicting critical hits. And your character will die after suffering a deadly injury. If your main character dies, the game is over, obviously. If a companion dies, you can resurrect them with Rise Dead or a similar spell, an extremely expensive service unavailable to most adventurers. And then we have advanced rules. Your character will take full damage from enemies and traps. Enemies will have increased strength and will have the usual chances of inflicting critical hits. Your character will die after suffering deadly injury, and then the same thing basically. Other than that, I haven't seen that anything crucial is missing. As you can see, pretty normal options menu. Nothing too special here. Okay, now that that's out of the way, now the character creation. Now as you can see, we can make our own character from scratch, or we can pick some of these pre-made ones. So let's see what options we got here. We got Headwork, who is a fighter, Protector, so he's a tank basically. Melaku, a Paladin, basically just a melee fighter. Villain, Ranger, and then she's an archer, obviously, even though she doesn't have a bow or anything. And then we have Gimar, a sorcerer, and who deals massive damage as a mage, of course. And Yadmila, who looks like a nun, and she's a cleric, and her role is being healer, obviously. But we're gonna go with a completely own original character. So let's see what options we got. So first we select a portrait, and as you can see, there's not many portraits here because it's beta and everything, but there should be a whole lot more for the full release. Let's just check these out. Now, I don't know about Pathfinder and its lore or the universe in general much. Pathfinder, for those who don't know, Pathfinder is basically like Dungeons and Dragons, but with slightly different rule sets. But other than that, it's basically like Dungeons and Dragons with elves, dwarves, half-orcs, and so on and so forth. Now this looks pretty interesting. She kinda looks like a vampire. Or maybe that's a very satanic elf or something, I don't know. Then we have either a gnome or halfling. I never really understood that what's the real difference between halflings and gnomes. Well, I think that halflings are slightly shorter, and I believe that they don't wear shoes, or at least they most of the time they don't, and they have very hairy feet. At least judging from the what little artwork I have seen of the Pathfinder universe. And speaking about the art, I really like the art style. I mean, look at this guy. And look at that armor. Such detail. Usually when I see artworks of Pathfinder characters, they are usually armed to the teeth, and they are very, very well done and detailed. And then we have the Paladin dude, the nun, and then someone who looks like a monk. Maybe a priest, or just a simple peasant. Or hunter, there's a bow there. Well, let's just go with this, whatever. Okay, then we have the races here, and first we got humans here, of course. Male, female. And there's going to be more body types, but in the beta we have only like one option here. Face, same thing. Not that the face matters too much, because we won't be seeing the face too often, because this is isometric role-playing game. And skin colors, hairstyles. Well, there's a few hairstyle options here. Yeah, and then beard options. And that's pretty much that. And then race traits. +2 to 1 ability score at creation. The character gets a +2 bonus to an ability of their choice. Feat. A feat is an ability a character has mastered. Feats often allow characters to circumvent rules or restrictions. Characters gain 1 feat at the first level, and every 2 levels thereafter. Humans receive a bonus feat at first level. Skilled. Humans gain an additional skill rank at first level, and 1 additional rank whenever they can gain a level. Oh, this is holy shit! This is lots of text. I was thinking about reading these as well for the lore's sake, but I don't think I want to read all of this shit. Yeah, no. Let's just check out the elves. Well, he looks fucking creepy. Females. They look like aliens here. Let's give him some hair at least, so he doesn't look that weird. No beards for elves, because apparently elves don't grow beards. Race traits. Elves, gnomes, and half-elves receive a +2 racial bonus on perception skills, or checks even. Elven magic. Elves receive a +2 racial bonus on caster level checks made to overcome spell resistance. In addition, elves receive a +2 racial bonus on spellcraft skill checks made to identify the properties of magic items. So if you want to make a wizard or mage or whatever, elf is a very good race for that. Elven immunities. Elves are immune to magic sleep effects and gain a +2 racial saving throw bonus against enchantment spells and effects. Well, that sounds pretty damn powerful. Elven weapon familiarity. Elves are proficient with longbows, of course, including composed longbows, longswords, rapiers, and shortbows, including composite shortbows, and treat any weapon with the word Elven in its name as a martial weapon. Okay. Oh, and there's also main hand option, left hand and right hand, which I don't believe has any in-game effects right now in the beta, and I don't actually even know that what's the point of this choice. I guess that if you are right-handed, for example, you deal more damage with your right hand because you are more accurate with your right hand, and that's why you would rather have a shield on your left hand. Can I? No, I'm have to choose one of them. Okay. So I don't know exactly what this is going to be, and what this is going to be about exactly, but yeah, your guess is just as good as mine, really. And then dwarves. Dwarves without beards, which is blasphemy, but there you go. Some skin color options. Did we check elves' skin color options? No, they don't have any. Huh. Okay. They're all pink. Hairstyles. A simple top knot. Beard. Of course we want a fucking beard. Manly beard for a manly dwarf. Oh, that looks very wizardly. Hair color. Oh, it doesn't color the beard for some reason. Oh, there we go. It just didn't color this. Maybe beta things. Yeah, maybe beta things, you know. So, race traits. Slow and steady. Dwarves have a base speed of 20 feet, but their speed is never modified by armor or encumbrance. Not sure what that means. Stability. Dwarves gain a +4 racial bonus to their combat maneuver defense when resisting a bull rush or trip attempt while standing on the ground. Sounds very ideal for tanks. Hardy. Dwarves gain a +2 racial bonus on saving throws against poisons, spells and spell-like abilities. Defensive training. Giants. Dwarves gain a +2 dodge bonus to AC. Wait, I think that's an alignment. AC against monsters of the giant subtype. AC, what does that mean? Maybe it's an alignment, but no, I don't know. I don't think it's an alignment. I don't know what A means. There is like, well, chaotic. C usually refers to chaotic. And there's only chaotic evil, chaotic or neutral chaotic, or good chaotic. But yeah, I don't know what that AC means. Hatred. Orcs and goblinoids, or just goblins. Dwarves gain a +2 racial bonus on attack rolls against humanoid creatures of the orc and goblinoid subtypes because of their special training against these hated foes. Okay, so they're not fans of orcs and goblins. Keen senses. Elves, gnomes and half-elves receive a +2 racial bonus on perception checks. Wait, it says elves, gnomes and half-elves, and not dwarves. What does it say here? Yeah, it doesn't say dwarves here, so I don't know why dwarves got keen senses. Maybe it's a bug. Yeah, it must be that. Oh, they just forgot to mention dwarves. Dwarven weapon familiarity. Dwarves are proficient with battle axes, heavy picks and warhammers, and treat any weapon with the word dwarven in its name as a martial weapon. Okay. Then we have gnomes and... well, he looks fucking creepy. Go away, please. This thingy here. There we go. And these guys' heads are big. A bit too big if you ask me, but whatever. Oh, did we forget to check out the female ones here? Okay, and here's a female dwarf. Again, there is going to be more hairstyle options and face options and body types and such, of course. Oh. Okay. The males sure have a very big head compared to their females. Okay. No options for gnomes whatsoever. All for females. Okay. Keen senses. Elves, gnomes and half-elves receive a +2 racial bonus on perception checks. Okay. Hatred. Reptilian humanoids. Gnomes receive a +1 bonus on attack rolls against humanoid creatures of the reptilian and goblinoid subtypes because of their special training against these hated foes. Okay. And dwarves gain a +4 dodge bonus to AC against monsters of the giant subtype. Okay, this should not be here because this is for dwarves. Unless they forgot to mention gnomes in here. But yeah. Illusion resistance. Gnomes gain a +2 racial saving throw bonus against illusion spells and effects. Okay. No magic. Gnomes add +1 to the DC of any saving throws against illusion spells that they cast. Okay, what does DC mean? It can't be alignment. No, it's not an alignment. I don't know what. Damage, control. No, I don't fucking know. Obsessive. Gnomes receive a +2 racial bonus on knowledge, world checks. Okay, so there's different kinds of knowledge skills in this game, and world is one of them. And these guys are specialized in that. Slow movement. Gnomes have a base speed of 20 feet. Okay. Yeah, I really don't want to read all of this. Yeah, no. Otherwise we'll be here all day. And then we have halflings. Let's see. Compare these two. Yeah, halflings are shorter, but this one is wearing shoes. Yeah, the females look pretty much the same. Maybe the female gnomes are still a work in process. Okay, so we don't have much options here either. They can have beards too, though. Okay. Okay, and some of the artwork of the ability and trait icons and such are not finished yet. So these are just placeholders because beta. So fearless. Halflings receive a +2 racial bonus on all saving throws against fear. This bonus stacks with the bonus granted by halfling luck. Interesting. Slow movement. Gnomes have a base speed of 20 feet. Okay, and this either should not be here, or I think they just forgot to mention halflings here, because gnomes and halflings are very similar when it comes to their sizes. So I would imagine that if gnomes have this slow movement thingy trait, then halflings should have it too, but that's just me. Sure-footed. Halflings receive a +2 racial bonus on athletics and mobility checks. Keen senses. Elves, gnomes and half-elves receive a +2 racial bonus on perceptions checks. Yeah, I believe that keen senses should be here as well, because if gnomes have it, why can't halflings have it? Halfling luck. Halflings receive a +1 racial bonus on all saving throws. Neat. And then we got half-elves, in case you simply can't decide between human and elf. Then here's your compromise. Half-elf. And this is a female one, I believe. I actually thought that this one was a male, because the face kind of looks like a male to me. And then here's a male version. And they are slightly taller than your average humans. Because the elven blood, I guess. Not many choices here to check out. Okay, half-elf. Oh wait, let me just check something. Okay, they just got their own text here. I was just wondering that. Anyway, so +2 to 1 ability score at creation. The character gets a +2 bonus to an ability of their choice. Keen senses. Yeah, same thing. Elven immunities. Elves are immune to magic, sleep effects, and gain a +2 racial saving throw bonus against enchantment spells and effects. Adaptability. Half-elves receive skill focus as a bonus feat at first level. Skill focus. Okay. And lastly, perhaps the most interesting race to me is half orc. But I must ask, why does it always have to be half orcs? Why not full orcs? I mean, there's not really that many role-playing games where you can play as a full orc, let alone even a half orc. So I really don't understand why full orcs are not a thing. Not in Dungeons and Dragons and not in Pathfinder, apparently. Maybe it's because orcs are considered as just monsters and they are too dumb to be played as real characters, and that's why we have half orcs, because they have the looks and strength of an orc, but the intelligence of a human. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. Female? Well, okay. I guess orcs are not supposed to look pretty. Yeah, it doesn't really differ much from a male. But anyway, body types. Oh, there must seem to be a bug. It says that there is some body type options here, but it really doesn't. Oh, it's for male. So males can be either slightly thinner or big and bulky. Skin tones. I think I like this the best. Hairstyle. He looks like a nerd. And beard. He kinda looks like a human orc dwarf abomination now. Okay. So, race traits. +2 to one ability score. At creation, the character gets a +2 bonus to an ability of their choice. Well, I guess it... I guess that these two humans had this too, right? Yeah. They half elves and orcs have these race traits too, because they have human blood in them. Skilled. Basically the same thing as with the humans. Did half elves have it? No, half elves don't have that for whatever reason. Half orcs gain an additional skill rank at first level and one additional rank whenever they gain a level. Intimidating. Half orcs receive a +2 racial bonus on intimidate checks due to their fearsome nature. Orc weapon familiarity. Half orcs are proficient with great axes and falchions. I think those are swords, and treat any weapon with the word orc in its name as a martial weapon. And orc ferocity. When a half orc is brought below 0 hit points but not killed, he can fight on for one more round as if disabled. At the end of his next turn, unless brought to above 0 hit points, he immediately falls unconscious. Okay, interesting. Okie dokie. I think that was pretty much it as when it comes to races. Oh, actually no, not quite. Because there is going to be one more additional race in the game. Just recently, there was a poll where... I don't remember that was it meant for only Kickstarter backers and pre-orderers, but anyway, so there was a poll, and there were 3 race choices where people could vote for the race they want to be added to the game, because some time ago, Owlcat Games actually reached their, I think it was $1 million goal during the development of the game. I think that during the Kickstarter campaign they earned a little over $900,000. But they said that all the money they get from pre-orders or pledge upgrades like I did, so all that money will go to the stretch goals, and after the Kickstarter, quite recently they reached the $1 million stretch goal, and that was the add one more race to the game stretch goal. So anyway, so in the poll they gave us 3 race options. The first was a race that's called Aasimar. I went to online to read about them a little bit. So Aasimar are basically descendants of humans and angelic good beings from Great Beyond. Yeah, they weren't really that interesting to me at first. They didn't look that interesting. Actually, they just looked like normal humans or half-elves to me when I checked whatever little artwork there's been done of the race. Then the second... Oh, and Aasimar was actually the winner of the poll too, if I recall correctly, with little over 40% of the votes. Then the second option was, I think they're called Tampir, Dhampir. I don't know how to pronounce them, but they're basically like vampires. Cursed humans, I guess. Or maybe anyone can become Dhampir, I don't know. But they're basically half vampires, half undead, something like that. They were perhaps the most interesting of the three races, but not by a whole lot, really. And they got about little over 10% of the votes, maybe about 15% if I recall correctly, so they were the least popular. And then the last and third option that came close second in the poll were elemental beings. And they are basically humans who have elementals in their family trees. So they're basically like half human, half elemental thingy. How could humans and elementals get offsprings? I don't know, but apparently that's the thing in Pathfinder. If the elementals would have won, there would have been basically 4 different elemental types you could have chosen. You could have either picked the fire elemental, water elemental, air elemental, or earth elemental. They actually reminded me quite a bit of the godlikes from Pillars of Eternity. So those were the race options, and Aasimar, they have humans, have godlike, not godlike, the descendants of humans and angelic beings was the winner. And truth to be told, I was not really interested or keen on any of the three, and that's why I personally didn't vote, because none of them interested me. You know what race I would have wanted to this game? Goblins. I would have wanted to have goblins. From what I have heard, goblins were, well, I don't know where they added just recently or some time ago, or how long ago, but goblins were at some point added to Pathfinder role-playing game as one of the core playable races that you can play as. So it's really a great shame that they did not add goblins to Pathfinder Kingmaker as one of the races you can play as. Although we can have a goblin character as one of our companions, and I know that because that was one of the stretch goals. I think it was $800,000 goal. But regardless, we reached that goal, and thus we can have a goblin. I think he's going to be a rogue. So we are going to have a goblin companion in the game, so at least that's something. But still, it's a great shame that we can't play as goblins in this game. But hey, can't have it all. And hey, maybe they will add goblins as a playable race in the future, as a DLC or something. And actually before that, let's just go with human, because of our portrait. Not that it matters, because I'm not gonna enter the game here, but still, might as well. And that's quite close, I would say. Okay, then classes. Now these are going to be interesting. Now, if you look at the class list here, there's lots of classes you have seen in other role-playing games. You know, your druids, monks, paladins, rogues, etc. But there are also a few very interesting ones too that you don't really see in every role-playing game. So let's check out all of these one by one. Let's start with the Alchemist. And as you can see, there's also some well, I think these are called subclasses or whatever. And as you can see, most of the ability and talent icon artwork have not been finished. So at least not for this build of the game. So these are just nothing but placeholders. I'm not gonna read all of these, of course, because we would be here all day if I would. So yeah, I'm just gonna read this, just to get the basic idea what the class is about. The Alchemist's reputation is not softened by his exuberance. I have no idea what this word here means. Exuberance. Some would say dangerous recklessness. In perfecting his magical extracts and potion-like creations, infusing these substances with magic siphoned from his aura and using his own body as experimental stock. Nor is it mollified by the alchemist's almost gleeful passion for building explosive bombs and discovering strange new poisons and methods for their use. These traits, while making him a liability and risk for most civilized organizations and institutions of higher learning, seem to fit quite well with most adventuring groups. Interesting. There's not really many role-playing games where you can play as an alchemist, because alchemy is usually considered as a profession that any class can do. So it's really interesting to see that there's a playable alchemist in this game. At least I can't name from the top of my head any other role-playing games where you can play as an alchemist. But anyways, then we have a first subclass, Grenadier. Grenadiers train to exercise their talents in the thick of battle, even when not under the influence of their mutagens. They learn methods of combining weapon attacks with their alchemical magic and sacrifice skill with poisons in order to become more adept at using alchemical bombs or using alchemical items in conjunction with their martial skills. As an unusual side effect of their skill at handling bombs and alchemical items with increased speed, Grenadiers master the ability to drink potions, elixirs and mutagens quickly and safely without exposing themselves to peril while doing so. Okay. And Vivisectionist, no idea what this word means. A Vivisectionist studies bodies to better understand their function. Unlike a surgeon, a Vivisectionist's goals are not related to healing, but rather to experimentation and knowledge that most people would consider evil. Okay, not sure what to make of this. Should we at least read this? Alchemist proficiencies. Alchemists are proficient with all simple weapons and bombs. They are also proficient with light armor, but not with shields. A bomb? Oh, this is lots of text for one single ability. Jesus Christ. Mutagen. So what are mutagens exactly? At first level, an alchemist discovers how to create a mutagen that he can imbibe in order to heighten his physical prowess at the cost of his personality. Oh, so they basically transform? Like in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde style? I guess that's what it means. Favorite class bonus, hit points. Okay. Throw anything. You receive a +1 circumstance bonus on attack rolls made with thrown/weapons. Okay. Does Grenadier have anything new? No, at least I don't see anything different. Yeah, okay. Then, Barbarian. Barbarian outfit looks rather cool. I really like the outfits of this game. They look so colorful and detailed. Anyway, Barbarian. Barbarians excel in combat, possessing the martial prowess and fortitude to take on foes seemingly far superior to themselves. With rage granting them boldness and daring beyond that of most other warriors, barbarians charge furiously into battle and ruin all who would stand in their way. Sounds badass. Fast movement, so they are very fast, basically. And rage. So much text here. A barbarian is proficient with all simple and martial weapons, light armor, medium armor, and shields, except tower shields. Your character gains an additional hit points every level he gains in his favorite class. Okay, so then we have Armored Hulk. Some barbarians disdain the hides and leather used as armor by most of their kin. Instead, they master the heaviest of armors, even those created by more civilized people, to gain greater protection and stability in battle. Okay, so Armored Hulks could work as tanks, I believe. Why is this still here? Go away. Mad Dog. I like the sound of that. Though named for the wild savages who fight alongside rabid dogs, Mad Dogs employ all manner of beasts as their battle brethren. Also, we can have a animal companion with Mad Dog. It doesn't say here. But it kinda indicates that yes, you can actually have a pet companion. Oh! War Beast. At first level, a Mad Dog gains the service of an animal companion, using the Barbarian's level as her effective Druid level. Okay, so we can actually have a pet as a Barbarian if we go with Mad Dog. That's very interesting. I expected only Rangers to have a pet with them. I like this idea a lot actually. I might actually play a Mad Dog Barbarian in the next video. Because it sounds so cool, but I don't know yet. I haven't actually decided what I'm gonna play. And then Bard. And Bards are perhaps one of the least appreciated classes in all of fantasy. I mean, How many role-playing games can you name where you can play as a bard, even though bard is a very classic fantasy class? Let's see. I'm not entirely sure, but I think you can play as a bard in Baldur's Gate games. I guess you could consider Chanters in Pillars of Eternity as bards as well. So yeah, not in many role-playing games can you play as a bard, although In Exile Entertainment is working on Bard's Tale 4, Barrows Deep, which I also backed on Kickstarter, and that game, as the name might suggest, is all about the bard. So at least we got that thing going. And we got a bard here, so that's nice too. So anyway, bard. Bards capably confuse and confound their foes while inspiring their allies to ever greater daring. While accomplished with both weapons and magic, the true strength of bards lie outside melee, where they can support their companions and undermine their foes without fear of interruptions to their performances. And we got Archaeologist. Now that doesn't sound very interesting, but let's check this real quick. Bard proficiencies. Well, that's not lots of text. A multi-class bard still incurs the normal arcane spell failure chance for arcane spells received from other classes. So these are called multi-classes, I think. I see. So maybe Mad Dog is basically a barbarian and ranger hybrid multi-class. Maybe that's what these are all about. Okay. Now, Archaeologist. So, no stodgy researcher, this archaeologist meets his research head-on in the field. Archaeologists sacrifice the bard's inspirational performance for a smattering of rogue talents. So they are basically rogues. Bard rogues, okay. Thundercolor, well now this sounds pretty badass. Actually, let's check this real quick. Nothing new, okay. Thundercolor, nothing new. Among mystical leaders are those who speak for the spirits of the land, who bear the knowledge of the ancients, and whose voices ring like thunder, calling the skies right down upon their enemies. Kinda sounds like a shaman. Okay, then we have Cleric. I was just wondering if there's paladins here. So there's no priests separately here. So clerics are basically priests here. Okay. So clerics, more than capable of upholding the honor of their deities in battle, clerics often prove stalwart and capable combatants. Their true strength lies in their capability to draw upon the power of their deities, whether to increase their own and their allies' prowess in battle, to vex their foes with divine magic, or to lend healing to companions in need. As their powers are influenced by their fate, all clerics must focus their worship upon a divine source. Deity selection. A deity, also known as god or goddess, is a being or force of incredible power, capable of granting its power to mortal beings through divine magic. A deity is strongly associated with a specific alignment, several domains and a plane, typically an outer sphere plane. Okay, so there's going to be lots of different deities, and I believe that if you pick Cleric or Paladin, you can pick a deity. Or at least I assume that deity worshipping is a thing with Paladins too. Channel energy, and once again, fuck tons of text, so not gonna even bother with this. Yeah, no. Domain selection, and more text. Clerics or Inquisitors, so that's another class here. Inquisitor's deity influences her alignment, what magic she can perform, her values, and how others see her. A cleric chooses 2 domains from among those belonging to her deity. A cleric can select an alignment domain, chaos, evil, good, or law, only if her alignment matches that domain. Okay, so, and then we have Crusader. Wouldn't Crusader be more fitting for a Paladin? Well, I don't know. Crusaders serve the militant arm of a church, ready to stand guard over the legion's holy places and to be its swift, avenging arm against those who resist its truth. Okay, it's interesting how the clerics can be crusaders but not paladins. I guess that clerics can also be melee fighters of some sort, kinda like paladins but not quite. Herald Color. Unlike crusaders or paladins, who charge headlong into battle in the name of their patron deities, Herald Callers are adept at calling powerful outsiders to aid their brethren in battle. Adept at calling powerful outsiders to aid their brethren in battle. Whatever that means. And we have Druid. Druid. While some druids might keep to the fringe of battle, allowing companions and summoned creatures to fight while they confound foes with the powers of nature, others transform into deadly beasts and savagely wade into combat. Druids worship personifications of elemental forces, natural powers, or nature itself. Typically this means devotion to a nature deity, though druids are just as likely to revere vague spirits, animalistic demigods, or even specific awe-inspiring natural wonders. And here we have Nature Sense. A druid gains a +2 bonus on lore, nature lore more specifically. Druid proficiencies. They are also proficient with all natural attacks, claw, bite and so forth. Okay. I assume that claws and bites are also a thing with the pets that you can have in the game. A second option is to form a close bond with an animal companion. Aha, so druids can also have an animal companion apparently. Okay. Alignment restriction. A druid who changes to a prohibited alignment loses all spells and druid abilities, including her animal companion, but not including weapon, armor and shield proficiencies. She cannot thereafter gain levels as a druid until she changes the alignment back. Oh, well that's quite interesting. So alignment is going to be quite a big thing in Pathfinder, but more about that once we get there. Spontaneous summoning. A druid can channel stored spell energy into summoning spells that she hasn't prepared ahead of time. She can lose a prepared spell in order to cast any summon nature's ally spell of the same level or lower. And we have a Blight Druid. The devoted servants of nature corrupted, ruined and destroyed. Blight Druids are the caretakers of lands ravaged by natural disaster. While some are devoted to reforming and reclaiming lands despoiled by the ravages of civilization, others seek out the more rapacious violence inherent in nature and feed the creeping rot and decay that brings an end to all things. Well, that sounds quite badass. Defender of the true world. Some druids specialize in tracking down, diverting and slaying fey threats. Okay. So that was your druid. And then of course we have to have a fighter too. Fighters excel at combat, defeating their enemies, controlling the flow of battle, and surviving such sorties themselves. While their specific weapons and methods grant them a wide variety of tactics, few can match fighters for sheer battle prowess. So, and we have Aldori Defender. The Aldori Sword Lords of Brevoy are among the deadliest and most feared fighters in the Inner Sea. They have spent long years mastering the Aldori dueling sword, pitting themselves against other dueling swords and all manner of weaponry besides. Their speed and reflexes weave a net of impenetrable steel around them, from which they strike and harry their unfortunate opponents. The most common form of Aldori dueling, and arguably the easiest of the techniques to master, focuses on avoiding damage and disarming foes. These sword lords prefer to wear light or no armor, trusting their skill for protection. Tower Shield Specialist. This sounds like a tank. Many fighters believe the Tower Shield is a tool suitable only for troops on the battlefield, claiming it is too large and bulky to use in skirmishes or within dungeon corridors. Tower Shield Specialists defy those notions, using their massive shields with startling skill and incredible effect. They use these seemingly clumsy shields to perform deft maneuvers that confound their enemies. Yeah, they sound like tanks, alright. And that's that for fighters, I think. Inquisitor, okay, well this sounds interesting. Wow, look at that hat. Very fancy. So, Inquisitors tend to move from place to place, chasing down enemies and researching emerging threats. As a result, they often travel with others, if for no other reason than to mask their presence. Inquisitors work with members of their faith whenever possible, but even such allies are not above suspicion. Deity selection, so basically the same thing as with Cleric. Orisons. Inquisitors can cast a number of Orisons, or 0-level spells. These spells are cast like any other spell, but they are not expended when cast and may be used again. Stern gaze. Inquisitors are skilled at sensing deception and intimidating their foes. An Inquisitor receives a morale bonus on all intimidate checks and perception checks equal to 1.5 her Inquisitor level, minimum +1. Interesting. They kinda sound like investigators to me in a sense. Domain selection, same thing as with the Cleric, and Judgment. Can pronounce judgment upon her foes as a swift action. Starting when the judgment is made, the Inquisitor receives a bonus or special ability based on the type of judgment made. Okay. Sounds interesting. And Monster Tactician. While most Inquisitors have learned to take advantage of the movements of their opponents and allies in combat, some instead summon creatures as a means of claiming strategic advantage, exploiting the mystic connection between themselves and their summoned creatures to impart a bit of their own tactical knowledge. Okay, so you can have different... Let's see, we got... Well, judging from the icons here, rats, spiders, snakes, scorpions, lizards... What's this? Extraplanar Pralani Asatas. Okay. And squids / octoputs, and that looks like a monkey. Or a Bigfoot, I don't know. And Tactical Leader. Rather than pursuing their holy missions alone, some Inquisitors see the inherent value of working with like-minded allies to accomplish mutual goals. So this is more like a leader kind of a type of a character. And one thing that I noticed is that we have like 3 different mage type of characters. We got Magus, Sorcerer and Wizard. What's the key difference of all of these 3? Well, let's find out. And go away, please. Okay, so Magus. Magis spend much of their time traveling the world, learning whatever martial or arcane secrets they can find. They might spend months learning a new sword fighting style from a master warrior, while simultaneously moonlighting in the local library, pouring through tomes of ancient lore. Most who take this path dabble in all sorts of lore, picking up anything that might aid them in their search for perfection. Okay, so these guys can also be melee fighters. Arcane Pool, holy shit. Again, fuck tons of text here. Yeah, not gonna read that. Spell Combat. Learns to cast spells and wield his weapons at the same time. Okay, so they are basically battle mages. Magus Proficiencies. I would imagine that they can use a little bit of everything. A jack of all trades, if you will. Okay, then we have Eltrict Scion. Unlike typical magi, Eltrict Scions do not study tomes of magic or spend time learning to combine martial and magical skills. Rather, Eltrict Scions find that their spells and abilities come to them instinctively. Next, Sword Saint. This one sounds like a holy fighter of some sort. A Sword Saint spends his life focusing his training and meditation into a rapturous perfection of the use of a single weapon, which is usually but not always a sword, channeling his arcane might through it in a dizzying and deadly dance beyond the abilities of even the greatest of mundane warriors. So Sword Saints are masters of close combat and using magic at the same time, but they are only proficient with one weapon of choice, I think. Let's see, what does it say here? Okay, it doesn't say here that, or at least I don't see here anywhere that you can only use like one type of weapon to get all the bonuses, and if you try to use anything else, then you are considerably weaker. Or maybe that is the case and I just don't see it because I'm not gonna read all of this, like I said. Would last too long. And this video is going to be quite long already, I'm sure. So, let's move on to the Monk. Monks excel at overcoming even the most daunting perils, striking where it's least expected, and taking advantage of enemy vulnerabilities. Fleet of foot and skilled in combat, monks can navigate any battlefield with ease, aiding allies wherever they are needed most. Pretty much what you would expect from a monk. So, Scaled Fist. Steeped in traditions that trace their origins to the warrior monks, who trained under the tutelage of draconic masters. Scaled fists eschew passive introspection in favor of unshakable confidence. Scaled fists learn to combine brutal intimidation with the brazen ferocity of an ancient worm to devastate their foes. Okay. And sensei, which, in case you don't know, is a Japanese word and means basically teacher. The sensei is a revered teacher who imparts lessons on the oneness of mind, body and spirit, along with occasional correction that is subtle and swift. Rather than using wisdom for his own benefit alone, he uses it to better those around him. I wonder if you can be an evil character with sensei character at all. But okay, that was Monk, pretty much what you would expect. And Paladin, one of the classes that I like to play. And I also played in Pillars of Eternity and will play in the second game as well. Go away, Jesus Christ. Okay, so Paladin. Paladins serve as beacons of their allies within the chaos of battle. While deadly opponents of evil, they can also empower goodly souls to aid in their crusades. Their magic and martial skills also make them well suited to defending others and blessing the fallen with the strength to continue fighting. Smite evil. Once per day, a paladin can call out to the powers of good to aid her in her struggle against evil. Deity selection, pretty much the same as with clerics and inquisitors. Alignment restriction, I knew that paladins were going to have some alignment restriction of some kind, very similar to the paladins in Pillars of Eternity as well. A paladin who ceases to be lawful good loses... A paladin who ceases to be lawful good loses all paladin spells and class features. A druid who changes to a prohibited alignment loses all spells and druid's abilities, including her animal companion, but not including weapon, armor and shield proficiencies. She cannot thereafter gain levels as a druid. Okay. Ceases to be lawful good. So I guess paladins have to be lawful good. Well, I guess it makes sense, because evil chaotic paladins are not exactly, well, a thing. So, Divine Hunter. Most paladins rush into battle, meeting evil toe-to-toe. The Divine Hunter prefers to engage evil from afar, striking down her foes before they can threaten her allies. So, a ranged spellcaster, in a sense. Hospitaller, that sounds like a healer. Paladins are known for their charity and for tending to the sick. The Hospitaller takes to this calling above all others, spending much of her time healing the poor and giving aid and succor to those in need. If my first character was going to be a paladin, I think I would pick Hospitaller, because I like to be a healer in a party. And I am playing a healing paladin in Pillars of Eternity as well, so yeah. Anyway, only 4 more classes to go. Well, there's two others, but they're not available in the beta, but more about them later. So, Ranger. Ranger are deft skirmishers, either in melee or at range, capable of skillfully dancing in and out of battle. Their abilities allow them to deal significant harm to specific types of foes, but their skills are valuable against all manner of enemies. Okay. Cool looking gear. I like the hood. Favorite enemy. At first level, a ranger selects a creature type from the ranger favorite enemies table. He gets a +2 bonus on weapon attack and a damage rolls against them. Interesting. Excuse me. Started to lose my voice because I'm talking so much. Freebooter. A freebooter is a natural leader, a pirate who works well with a variety of people and in a variety of roles. Her specialized combat tactics help organize and direct a crew. The freebooter's talents are in high demand. Most freebooters work as independent agents. A freebooter signs on with a crew when she feels the urge to travel, and often moves to a new ship when her contract ends. So we can be a pirate. Shame that there is no seafaring in this game, unlike in Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, which came out last week. Flame Warden. Excuse me. So, emulating the Blaze Phoenix, Flame Warders sweep through the world like a selective forest fire, burning away corruption, evil, and those who cling to decay. Okay. Sounds very much like an Inquisitor to me. And Rogue, another class that I would love to play as. And oh, these guys have 3 roles. Or subclasses, multiclasses, whatever these are called. Everyone else had 2. Okay. Rogues excel at moving about unseen and catching foes unaware, and tend to avoid head-to-head combat. Their varied skills and abilities allow them to be highly versatile, with great variations in expertise existing between different rogues. Most, however, excel in overcoming hindrances of all types, from unlocking doors and disarming traps to outwitting magical hazards and cunning dual-witted opponents. So we have sneak attack here, which I assume works similarly to the one in Pillars of Eternity. If a rogue can catch an opponent when he is unable to defend himself, like, for example, if you're attacking from stealth, if a rogue can catch an opponent when he is unable to defend himself effectively from her attack, she can strike a vital spot for extra damage. Yeah. Weapon finesse. With a light weapon, elven curve blade, S-dog, rapier or spike chain made for a creature of your size category, you may use your dexterity modifier instead of your strength modifier on attack rolls. If you carry a shield, its armor check penalty applies to your attack rolls. Okay. Not that I would ever wear a shield as a rogue, but whatever. Trap finding. A rogue adds half her level on perception checks. Okay. Eldritch Scoundrel. Students of arcane magic, legerdemain and stealth, Eldritch Scoundrels are a rare breed of adventurer, most commonly found seeking lost and valuable arcane writings in the ruins of fallen empires. Knife Master. The Knife Master is a trained killer who specializes in close-up combat and the wave and weave of knife fighting. In her hands, daggers and other similar light blades become truly deadly instruments. I like the sound of that. And Thug. Some criminals deal with finesse, their victims only discovering the crime when the rogue is long gone and the coin already spent. A thug, on the other hand, cares nothing for finesse. Through both threat and violence, the thug gets what she wants by the promise of force and has no problem making good on that promise as needed. Okay, 2 more. Sorcerer. Okay, how do sorcerers differ from magus? Sorcerers excel at casting a selection of favorite spells frequently, making them powerful battle mages. As they become familiar with a specific and ever-widening set of spells, sorcerers often discover new and versatile ways of making use of magics other spellcasters might overlook. Their bloodlines also grant them additional abilities, assuring that no 2 sorcerers are ever quite alike. Well, that sounds interesting. Bloodline. Each sorcerer has a source of magic somewhere in their heritage and grants her spells, bonus feats and additional class skill and other special abilities. Okay. This source can represent a blood relation or an extreme event involving a creature somewhere in the family's past. For example, a sorcerer might have a dragon as a distant relative, or her grandfather might have signed a terrible contract with the devil. Okay, that sounds actually rather interesting. Regardless of the source, this influence manifests in a number of ways as the sorcerer gains levels. A sorcerer must pick one bloodline upon taking her first level of sorcerer. Once made, this choice cannot be changed. Well, obviously. Sorcerer bonus feat. Yeah, this bloodline thingy sounds very interesting to me. If I make a spellcaster character in Pathfinder, I just might make a sorcerer just because of this bloodline thingy. Anyway, Imperial Sorcerer. Your heavenly power derives from insight rather than force of personality. Okay. Sylvan Sorcerer. Your ties to nature have more to do with creatures than with capriciousness. Capriciousness. Not sure what this word means either. Okay, well these 2 don't really explain that much. And one last one, Wizard. While universalist wizards might study to prepare themselves for any manner of danger, specialist wizards research schools of magic that make them exceptionally skilled within a specific focus. Yet no matter their speciality, all wizards are masters of the impossible and can aid their allies in overcoming any danger. Wizard bonus feat. Cantrip Specialist School. A wizard can choose to specialize in one school of magic, gaining additional spells and powers based on that school. This choice must be made at first level, and once made it cannot be changed. Okay. Opposition School. A wizard that chooses to specialize in one school of magic must select 2 other schools as his opposition schools, representing knowledge and sacrificed in one area of arcane lore to gain mastery in another. Then, Arcane Bummer. These guys must deal lots of damage, I think. To many wizards, the experimentation of the Alchemist seems quaint, if not dangerous or frightening. A few wizards take up the secrets of the bomb, however, fusing alchemy with the already considerable magical power. Okay, so these guys are basically like alchemists as well. Okay. Tassilonian Specialist. While the concept of wizard specializations along the classically recognized schools of magic certainly dates back to the time of Asland, and perhaps beyond into the dim recesses of time before humanity rose to prominence, it was the rune lords of Tassilon who explored school specialization to its full extreme. Focusing their research on the discovery that each school of magic was opposed by 2 specific opposition schools, the rune lords developed methods of further enchanting their mastery over their chosen arcane specialties. Essentially, they defined these 7 schools as much by what they couldn't do as by what they could. By excising impurities introduced by fixed opposition schools, they traded arcane versatility for greater strength in their chosen fields. Okay, I didn't quite understand what's the idea of the Tassilonian Specialist, but oh well. And as you can see, there's 2 other classes, but they're not available in the current build of the game. So I went to read about these 2 a little bit, just to get the idea what these 2 classes are. And my first guess was that Arcane Trickster is basically a rogue and wizard, mage, and multi-class type of character. So basically a rogue who uses arcane magic. And what do you know? I was right. Arcane Tricksters are indeed rogues who use arcane magic to do things like pickpocket and lockpick things from a further distance away by using arcane magic. They can vanish and disappear in a blink of an eye, and maybe they can use teleportation too. Arcane Tricksters are perhaps the most interesting class out of all of these, so I might play Arcane Trickster in my first playthrough. Because even though I'm not usually a huge fan of pure spellcaster characters like mages, wizards, sorcerers, etc., even though these ones here have proven to be interesting, so even though I'm not a huge fan of spellcaster characters and I like to play as paladins or warriors or rogues or something like that, I might pick Arcane Trickster and kind of play as a rogue and wizard multi-class character. That sounds very interesting to me. To use arcane magic to steal stuff from others better, and lockpick things and stuff like that. And Stalwart Defender, and they are basically very bulky, well-armored tanks, who secure an area for their allies and deny it from the enemies and then hold the line. So that's basically Stalwart Defender. And truth to be told, I don't know that why Stalwart Defender is its own class and not another subclass for fighters or barbarians, because I also read that it's usually fighters and barbarians who become Stalwart Defenders. So I don't know why Stalwart Defender is not a multi-class option for fighters or barbarians. Or maybe it will be, but it's just here because beta. But then again, I guess I could say the same about Arcane Tricksters as well, that why they are not a multi-class for sorcerers or wizards or whatever, but I guess it doesn't really matter. The main thing is that we have the option to play as an Arcane Trickster, and that's the main thing. Phew, okay, so that was all the classes, and there's quite a few of them. Let's see, how many classes do we have in this game? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 classes, and each of them have at least 2 subclass, multi-class options. That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot. But yeah, enough about that. And then of course we have ability points, skill points, all that good stuff. Wait, what class did we pick? Let's go with a simple rogue. Okay, so why did we get -1? Well, I don't know. But character doesn't use spells because we are rogue, so that's why we don't have any spells here. Armor class and saving throws. Okay. Not gonna read all of this because it would take fucking forever. Melee attacks. Okay. Why there is 4 of these? I don't quite know what this means. But then again, it's beta, so they must be still working on the character creation and the rest of the game in general. Yeah, they must have adopted all of these points and skills and the rules from the Pathfinder tabletop role-playing game directly, making very little to no changes to them whatsoever. Okay, yeah, so racial bonus, so we can pick more strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. Interesting. And then let's see what skills do we have. We got athletics. They haven't added the text for these yet, okay. But oh wait, never mind. This skill represents a character's physical ability in such things as leaping, scaling walls, and swimming. Character's talent for balance and coordination, including aerial maneuvers, gymnastics, and tumbling. And mobility enables me to move near opponents without provoking, attacks of opportunity, keep your balance, escape from restraints, execute flying maneuvers. Flying maneuvers actually sounds kinda nice. Sounds very cool. Ride mounts. Oh, we can have mounts in this game too, apparently. Break your fall, squeeze to tight spots. Trickery. This skill represents a character's ability to perform tasks that require delicate manipulation. We can conceal objects on your body, disarm traps or devices, open locks, palm objects, pilfer objects from creatures. Pilfer. Does that mean steal, basically? Okay. Stealth, which is should be quite self-explanatory. Avoid being noticed, basically. Yeah. Then we have different knowledges here. Knowledge Arcane or Arcana allows us to identify magic items, identify monsters such as constructs, dragons, and magical beasts, learn or borrow spells from spellbooks and scrolls, and recall knowledge. Then World. Oh wait, do we also? Why do these have stars? I guess that the skills that with stars in them are recommended because they are recommended for rogues. Knowledge World. This skill represents a character's knowledge about people, systems that make civilization run, and historical events that made societies what they are today. Part of this expertise includes a greater understanding of languages and geography. Your character's knowledge world skill enables you to create or detect forgeries, decipher writing, identify monsters who are humanoid, learn languages. Oh, there's different languages in this game too. Jesus. Recall knowledge about geography, history, localese, or nobility. Nature lore. Represents a character's knowledge about the natural world and their ability to command and train wild creatures. It enables us to handle animals, identify monsters including aberrations, animals, fae, monstrous humanoids, oozes, plants, and vermin. Recall knowledge about dungeons or nature. Hunt. Avoid random encounters. Religion lore. Knowledge about the secrets of deities, holy lore, and extraplanar realms. Okay. Your character's lore religion skill is useful to identify monsters, outsiders, and undead. Recall knowledge about the planes or religions, and heal afflictions. Perception. Character's allowing them to notice fine details, see danger coming, and tell when people are lying or otherwise behaving suspiciously. Your character's perception skills enables you to read secret messages, get hunches, notice creatures and details, search locations, sense enhancements, and sense motives. Persuasion. Character's ability to manipulate other people through negotiation, deceit, or intimidation. Your character's persuasion skill enables you to change others' attitudes, create diversions, demoralize, fade in combat, gather information, intimidate and lie, make requests, and pass secret messages. And use magic device. Represents character's ability to activate magic items even if you are not otherwise trained in their use. Your character's use magic device skill enables you to activate wands and scrolls that you would normally be unable to use, equip magic items that you would normally be prohibited from equipping, and avoid negative consequences of using dangerous magic items and cursed items. Max rank. Max rank volume. Okay. Then we have strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. And dexterity is recommended for us because we are rogue. Could this game please tell me what each of these stats do exactly? That would be nice. I'm not expecting these stats to work completely differently compared to Pillars of Eternity, for example, or Dungeons and Dragons or anything, but it still would be very nice to read that. What do these do exactly? Because I'm not familiar with Pathfinder, Pathfinder role-playing game and its rules or whatever. But okay, that's that, and let's just put some random points here somewhere, like here. Can't add more than one. Okay. We are a very stealthy rogue, so we have 25 points to spend here. Oh. Go away, Jesus. Since we are rogue and dexterity is recommended, 18 seems to be the maximum, okay. I want to be smart. Now we can add more points here because of that. Athletics, I guess. And I want to be very charismatic too. Yeah, let's just go with that for now. And then of course we can choose abilities here. Lots of stuff here. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through all of these one by one, obviously, because it would take fucking forever. But we can choose 2 abilities or feats, as they are called here. And go away, please. Why do you do this to me, game? Go away, please. There we go. Okay, so. And I guess I have to pick some... Wait, these are abilities. Okay, I thought this was a talent tree of some kind. So I have to make a choice here as well, I think. Actually, yeah, let's pick something here. Dodge, sure. Lightning reflexes, yeah, sure, why not? And then, do we just pick here? Or do we get all of these automatically every time when we level up? I guess so, because we can move on. Okay, and here we can select different voices, male and female ones. Although male seems to have one extra, but I guess they will add the I guess they will add the other one more for females in the full game.
I'm always ready. I'll take care of it.
Sounds very snobby, like a noble.
Their life ends here.
Let's shake a leg. So many thoughts, so little time. Forwards! No, backwards. Backwards!
Yeah, he sounds crazy. Someone who doesn't get enough sleep.
Has come. I shall not falter. Let us press on.
Perfect for a Paladin or Cleric. Maybe even Inquisitor, if you are very religious.
I won't give up. Adventures await. You're done for. This is my path. We cannot be defeated.
Okay.
Enemy near. The path is clear. I feel faint. My skills exceed yours. A solid plan.
Excuse me, just losing my voice.
Let's hear you cry!
I like this one. It fits very well for barbarians.
Spell's not working like that. My wounds pile on. None shall escape!
Pragmatic.
Calm down. Not dead yet. I'll go ahead. I didn't even break a sweat. Someone else would make better use of this.
Okay. Excuse me, I'm just losing my voice and my throat is getting dry. But we are almost done. Then let's just listen to females too while we're at it.
Not my field of expertise. Interesting. Ah, a test of my abilities.
May I see your entrails, please?
That was a good one. May I see your entrails, please?
The road calls me. I'll take the bait. Quick, quick! Else we miss all the fun!
She sounded rather fun.
I will see this through. Our path leads on. Hold on. Just a little more. I'm wounded!
Let's move. I stand ready.
We won't falter! Out of my way! I won't take that. I lead, you follow. Heal me quickly.
What a find. All according to plan. An expected outcome. Someone else would make better use of this.
Okie dokie. And choose a name. So we can obviously write our name. And then we have a birth date. Months. Just checking if there's 12 months here. Just like in real life. Yup, 12 months. And then days. Okay. I don't know if this will have any effect, any real effect in the game at all. I would assume that no, but if that's the case, then why have birth date? It's a nice thing to have as a flavor, I guess. Or I don't know. Maybe your birthday doesn't matter in the game somehow. I don't know. But this is an interesting one. Choose an alignment. So we got 8 alignments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So alignment. A creature's overall moral and personal attitudes are represented by its alignment: lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good, lawful neutral, neutral, chaotic neutral, lawful evil, neutral evil, or chaotic evil. Good characters and creatures protect innocent life. Evil characters and creatures debase or destroy innocent life, whether for fun or profit. Lawful characters tell the truth, keep their word, respect authority, honor tradition, and judge those who fall short of their duties. Chaotic characters follow the consensus, resent being told what to do, favor new ideas over tradition, and keep their promises only if they feel like it. Okay, so as we have learned in this video, the alignments are going to be a very big deal in this game, and especially with certain classes like paladins and priests and stuff like that. And I believe that, for example, arcane tricksters cannot be lawful characters because, well, they are rogues and they do stuff that are illegal, like pickpocket, steal, destroy locks to break in, and so on and so forth. So that's why arcane tricksters cannot be lawful characters. They can only be, let's see, go away. So neutral good, chaotic good, lawful good. So they cannot be lawful evil or lawful good, or lawful neutral. And then I believe that the alignment you choose also affects on your kingdom and how you rule it. Like, you could make a lawful good kingdom, where the king is very well lawful and just, punishes the wicked and those who break the laws, and rewards those who follow and obey, basically. Or you can be chaotic evil and do what the fuck ever you want. Break your own laws, or just make laws out of whim, enslave your people, and overall be a big dick, if you really want to. I remember when I saw the trailer and they showed off the, I think it was chaotic evil kind of a kingdom, and there I saw that how the people that were killed by you, presumably, were risen as undead warriors to work as your city guards. That actually looked pretty fucking cool. So that's how alignments will affect your kingdom, and that's very, very cool. I don't think that any other computer role-playing game that is, ever used alignment systems like this. Oh wait, no, that's not true. I think in Baldur's Gate alignments have a big role as well. But I haven't played that game, so I don't really know any details. But I think that alignments are a big deal in Baldur's Gate games as well. But okay, so that was alignments. Very interesting system. Okay, so that was that was the character creation. This video became quite a bit longer than I expected it to be. I tried to make this video as short as possible, but yeah, that doesn't always work with me, because I'm rather thorough and I want to study a lot of things. But I didn't, of course, want to read literally everything, because otherwise we would be here forever. But yeah, so that was the character creation of Pathfinder Kingmaker. I hope you got a good enough idea of the character creation and what kind of characters you can make in this game. And in the next episode we are actually going to enter the game. Now, I haven't actually decided what I'm gonna play. There were many interesting options there, like a barbarian with an animal companion, or I think it was a sorcerer with a bloodlines thingy. I could play one of those, or maybe I just play a rogue or a paladin or something like that, but yeah, I haven't decided. So that's why, if you have any character ideas that you want to see me try out, then do let me know in the comments, and I just might try them out. I won't promise anything, but if you suggest something that interests me as well, then I just might give it a shot. So do let me know in the comments. And next time I'm not gonna go through all of this again while creating a character. I'll just create some sort of a character and then jump right into the game and start recording from there. So just so you know. So thank you for watching my very first Let's Check Out Pathfinder Kingmaker Beta video about the character creation, and see you next time for some actual gameplay.